Hi, I wanted to talk a little bit about Sylvia Plath. Um, and also a little bit about reincarnation. My whole life, I was very attracted to Sylvia Plath. Like, as soon as I heard her words, I was drawn in. And I used to think, even before when I was, a child, or I guess a teenager, I discovered her. I used to think that, I was her reincarnated because I felt so close to her. And then I realized, when I thought about it, I was born in 1961 and she died in 1962, I think, or it could have been 1963. So anyway, I was alive when she was alive, so I could not have been her. But it's just when you're attracted to a soul, that attraction remains. And the other thing is that I don't know if people think about this that much in terms of reincarnation, but we change genders in reincarnation. Some people less than others. Like my husband is, I think, only been a man. Yeah, and so there's certain things about the female experience that are lost on him. But other people are more go in between genders, and there's people that are more, half would have an experience of being half a man, half time as a woman. And a lot of time that's artists, say John Lennon. I know some of his past incarnations where he's been a woman. And anyway, so that's what I'm saying. This what I'm doing today. I'm reading Daddy, and it's for a special friend who I was very close to. I was very close to them in the life before they were Sylvia Plath, and they were a man in that life. And I was married to them. And there was a lot of tragedy. There's a lot of tragedy on the work front, on the living front, and the life front, and the love front. So then they reincarnated as Sylvia Plath. And sometimes when that happens, kind of going between the genders, there can be a bit of gender fluidity and kind of identifying with the other gender or seeing things that way. And it's like a holdover from the wounds or the lessons. And sometimes it's, especially if there's suicide, which in the case of me, there was in the case of me in that life, and also in the case of Sylvia Plath, of course, suicide. And so I think the person kind of gets like shocked and stuck in that trauma a little bit. And anyway, so I wanted to read, this is for a special friend. It's like a message to jog their memory, because it's hard. Sylvia Plath in your rearview mirror as an incarnation would be hard. I know she's incredible. I know she's iconic. Like, she lives on, like, Marilyn Monroe. She's like the intellectual Marilyn Monroe. She lives on always as an icon, and there's always new people discovering Sylvia Plath because of her genius and her writing. But still, she's challenging, and she was very dark. And my thesis, because I can see some things about the Akashic records and past lives, and again, I'm very close to this soul, so I see things about this soul in particular, that what was in Sylvia Plath's rearview mirror, like when she was born, was a very, very dark incarnation, with some very dark things in the Russian Revolution, and both what they had to do as a man during that time, and also in the love department. And I was married to them, so there were some problems, and I'm trying to make it up. Like, I'm trying to anyway, here we go. Daddy, you do not do any more black shoe, in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years. poor and white, barely daring to breathe or a chew. Daddy, I have had to kill you. You died before I had time. Marble heavy, a bag full of God. Ghastly statue with one gray toe, big as a Frisco seal, and a head in the freakish Atlantic, where it pours bean green over blue, and the waters off beautiful Nauset. I used to pray to recover you, ach du, in the German tongue, in the Polish town scraped flat by the roller of wars, but the name of the town is common. My Polak friend says there are a dozen or two, so I could never tell where you put your foot, your root. I could never talk to you. The tongue stuck in my jaw. It stuck in a barbed wire snare. Eek, eek, eek. I could barely speak. I thought every German was you, in a language obscene, an engine, chuffing me off like a Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. I began to talk like a Jew. I think I might well be a Jew. The snows of the Tyrol, the clear beer Vienna are not very pure or true, with my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck and my tarot pack. I may be a bit of a Jew. I've always been scared of you, with your Luftwaffe, your gobbledygook, and your neat mustache, and your Aryan eye, bright blue. Panzerman. Oh, you, not God, but a swastika, so black no sky could squeak through. Every woman adores a fascist, the brute in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. You stand at the blackboard, Daddy, in the picture I have of you, a cleft in your chin instead of your foot, but no less a devil for that. No, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20 I tried to die and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do, but they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with glue. And then I knew what I had to do. I made a model of you, a man in black with a Mein Kampf look and a love of the rack and the screw. And I said, I do. So Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root. The voices just can't worm through. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. The vampire who said he was you and drank my blood for a year, 7 years if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They are dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, bastard. I'm through.